Hello, folks. I'm Detroit Miracle. Yes, and indeed. Well, it appears as though a whole lot more is happening in the whole world, being that of good and bad. The bad is most unfortunate, though. When I say there's a lot happening in the whole world right now and more than ever before, meaning there is a big election coming up, and this has global impacts on it, on all of society, being that of the outcome. And if it's a change in system, certainly it is very much so impressionable. Besides the election, there are also major wars and conflicts going on in the world right now. Yep, it's happening now, this moment, and it's been happening for quite some time. You've all watched war pictures in film and on TV. So, and those things tend to be up close, and they give you a first hand up close look at what actually goes on in wars and major conflicts where they're shooting bullets, bombs, rockets, missiles, and anything else they can use. Yeah, that's amazing when you see it in film and it's on a large scale. Then you're like, wow. And then the movie stuff looks real. They try to make it as accurate and as real as they possibly can. And they come close to doing that, obviously. Don't all of you believe those Terminator scenes are real and could really happen based on the realness of those scenes? Yeah, people. As real as you can make something look, it looks. Now, when you see the wars, happening in the world, of course, when you see that, and then you know the scale of those wars, and you can see the death tolls. You're like, wow, that's crazy. That's bad. That's serious. Like, why was that necessary to happen? For what reasons? Like, when you think about it, people are happy getting up out of their beds, taking care of business and going out to the marketplaces to look around and shop while there is peace and everything is clean, peaceful still. People in general want that feeling. Or even if you don't go out directly into the marketplace, you can stay at home in the peaceful, private, quiet calmness of your own home and feel comfortable. But during war times, when cities are being attacked, that has to be crazy. That destroys your peace, your tranquility, your notions of privacy and safety and anything else. All those are gone because it's like a free kill for all, or whoever is killed is deemed a legal kill because it's in a war situation. But if it was an actual murder, then it would be if it was a murder, it would be prosecutions. So you can only get so much justice with prosecutions if the person did it. But if in a war type scenario, thousands could be killed and no one would be prosecuted for it at all because it's deemed war. Now that's crazy. It's insane when you think about it. So if you're in a war place where war is going on, then your killers know they're going to get away with murder if they come in like that, as long as it's big enough to where it's deemed a war, a major conflict or war. Remember that cartoon back in the day, G.I. Joe? A lot of us grew up on the G.I. Joe cartoons that went for years, and it also ran in comic books. Like, I'm going to show y'all or tell y'all who don't know what G.I. Joe is about. I'm going to give y'all a quick, brief understanding of what it's about. Now, there's a major terrorist organization in the world. It's a major terrorist organization under one figurehead who seeks to dominate and control the whole world. This such being seemingly has unlimited resources because he can match a military budget. He could take as much losses as the USA can. Like, just say in general, like he could keep rebuilding tanks, keep getting new people, keep building jets, keep making whatever armament he needs, or be so rich that he could just simply buy it all over again. And this terrorist organization under this very immensely rich, crazy, dangerous leader, he has a huge army, and of course, and the army supports him completely, his army, which is called Cobra, of course. But there's a force in America, which is, they're the kryptonite to Cobra. It's like Cobra wouldn't have problems conquering or dominating anything if G.I. Joe wasn't around. If G.I. Joe wasn't in existence, Cobra would have already won. And G.I. Joe is brave, fierce, skilled, dedicated. They're resourceful. They play as a team, independently. They're super soldiers on their own. And then with their skeleton crews, they seemingly are able to beat and dominate Cobra. They've beaten Cobra in major battles dozens of times, but Cobra keeps coming back. And during the conflicts as they ensue, where G.I. Joe fights Cobra, both forces take immense losses. But G.I. Joe and Cobra lose tanks, jets, mancraft, unusual flight vehicles, maybe experimental stuff. Like, they each take heavy losses, and then the conflict is never resolved. But G.I. Joe always beats Cobra. So that's, everybody grew up on that. And the G.I. Joe conflict with Cobra was like a never-ending thing, which wasn't resolved. So it had gotten that bad that it became like that. Like, it's like they both were immense and dedicated, but they can never defeat Cobra completely forever. And then Cobra could never ever beat them in any major battles. I like using iconic film and television material to give people examples of the sheer scope and immense height of a particular issue. Like, how serious is it? How non-serious is it? How in between is it? When you think about major things going on, in the world that catches the world's attention, and of course, if I pick a third major thing going on, football is starting back up. The NFL, yeah, people. And football is the biggest sport worldwide. Yeah, they said football, and I think basketball, then soccer. Those are the top three sports. And then baseball, maybe ice hockey. Hockey is different things, but anyway, there's a lot happening, people, so you must recognize that the different things that are going on and the things that are happening on major scales, you need to pay closer attention to it. Yeah, folks. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me again, and I'd appreciate it if you would give me those likes, comments, and please subscribe to me, Detroit Miracle.